I want y'all to see what I had to go through with these mechanics. Now, I took my truck into their shop because the transmission wouldn't engage. The next day, they called me and told me I have a massive oil leak. Now, it wasn't leaking in my possession, but all of a sudden, when they got it, it's a massive oil leak. I smell a sabotage. I can't sue these motherfuckers until I deal with these crooked courts. I can leave my phone at home and put some of these cocktails to work, but then I'm in the wrong. I recorded the conversation, so I'm going to let y'all hear it for yourself. And tell me what you think.
Code in here for a transmission issue.
Yeah.
So we started that one up so we could pull it in to address the transmission leak, and this thing is spitting oil all out of the front, somewhere around where the oil pan is. I mean, we can't pull it into the shop like it is.
So it's leaking
so
a lot
we've
of
got
oil.
it. Yeah, like a lot of oil. Are you wanting us to look at that while it's here?
Yeah, I think so, but that right there wasn't really a problem when I was driving it.
I mean, that was probably half the oil that was out there on the ground. Probably. Yeah, it pumped almost all the oil out of it as soon as we fired it up real quick and shut it off. So I don't know what happened to it, but it's, I mean, a lot of oil.
Well, could that be a problem with the transmission or related?
No, it wouldn't be related at all to the transmission, but we can't diagnose the transmission until we get this issue straightened out.
All right. Okay. Well, it's kind of strange though because it really wasn't spitting oil out before.
Hmm.
Like if it had been doing that on the road, it would have been empty by the time it got there.
Yeah, I don't know because it was towed in, right?
Yeah, it was towed in.
Yeah. So from the spot that it's been dropped at, it hasn't moved since it's been here until this tech I just sent out there to go start it up, and all the oil came out of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of wondering about. Like, how would something like that happen if it wasn't moved or anything, and it wasn't doing it before?
Well, what was going on that made it get towed? That's my question.
What made it get towed was the transmission wouldn't engage. Like, yeah, that's what it says on the diagnosis of the truck. It was only one diagnosis.
But were you driving down the road and it happened? Did you go out and start it and it happened?
Well, I was driving down the road. I was about 50 miles out, like just north of what's that, Jerseyville.
Mm-hmm.
And even on the side of the road, it wasn't leaking any oil.
So the transmission went out while you were driving it. A light came on and forced you to pull over.
Yes. Well, no. What it wasn't even a light that came on. What it was is it wouldn't come out of neutral. Like the transmission wouldn't change gears, and it would just be stuck in neutral once it dialed down.
So was this at highway speed or low speed? How did we end up in neutral going down the road? That's my question.
Well, it happened before, and I took it to your shop to get it fixed. When it was driving down the road, like I was going maybe 30, 40 miles per hour. I was just getting towards the end of Jerseyville, and there still was a couple of stoplights. It stopped right in front of one of the lights, and like I noticed that.
Okay, so you weren't moving. You were stopped whenever this happened then.
Oh no, I was still moving at the time, and when I came to a stop at the stoplight, I noticed that it was the F and the neutral sign on the dash. So what I did was I cut off the power. I stopped, I put on the brakes, cut off the power, cut the power back on to reset the whole system, and I cut the truck back on, put it in drive, and it started to get stuck again. So I put it in reverse, and then that's when it kicked back in and put it in drive again, and it started working normally. And then a few miles up the road, it done it again. and that's when I drove for a little while before I pulled over to the side of the road. It was like stuck in eighth gear or something like that. So I was going about 40 miles per hour. And then I got somewhere where I can pull over because those is narrow lanes and stuff like that. And I pulled over the side of the road, tried to reset it again. It wouldn't do it. It kind of sounded like because you know how once you cut the truck off, it goes through its motions and then it resets the gears. It didn't do that this time, and it was just stuck in that in neutral.
I do not know. I just don't know what would have caused that. But if you want to approve 2 hours for us to look into it and figure out what's going on with it, we can.
All right.
Okay. Can I get a first and last name?
It's Cottrell Bakari.
Did you say Cottrell with a C?
Yeah. And you said it started spitting out oil?
Yeah, as soon as you start it up, there's a huge oil puddle out in our parking lot.
Yeah, I just don't see how that could have happened. I had no problems with that. Okay, but you can look into it and see what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, we can let you know what's leaking on it. How it happened, I don't know. So.
Yeah, because to be honest, I'm thinking that it had to be something that happened when it got there, but it wasn't something that was pre-existing. Because that's something kind of major that just suddenly happens. Like that's not normal.
Yeah, so I don't know if it happened when you got towed. If you're saying it didn't happen whenever you were stopped on the side of the road, but it hasn't moved. We haven't touched it the whole time it's been here. It's been parked in the same spot ever since it got towed here. We've been super swamped, backflow. Today's the first day it's ever been looked at. So.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Now, do that make sense to you? This motherfucker said they just went out there, started up the truck, and now there's oil all over the place. Now, I want y'all to hear why he said that this happened.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Charles over here at Truck Centers again. I called you earlier to tell you about the oil leak on your truck.
Yeah.
So I just sent you an email with an estimate for it. So it looks like, did you have an oil change on it recently?
Not an oil change. It was a what is it called? The tire oil thing.
The tire oil thing.
It's something that connects the oil to the tires. It's in the tires. It's I can't think of what it is. But I had that thing changed. It wasn't an oil change.
Yeah. Well, I asked that because what was leaking is the actual plastic cap that holds your oil filter in was cracked in half.
Wow.
So it's going to need that replaced, and the filter is going to need oil put in it. The standpipe was also broken, which is inside where the oil filter is. That's what we led to think, that maybe something happened at an oil change. But I sent you the estimate if you want to take a look at it and then send it back over.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay.
I got that estimate just now. These crackers are going all out. I got some good fortunes, but if it falls through, man, I'm going to just have to make it rain. All good things come to an end. And I ain't going to keep putting up with their bullshit.